Two islands. Same Caribbean sun. Same colonial history. Same hurricanes. But right now, in 2026, one of them is being called the fastest growing economy in the entire Western Hemisphere. And the other is being studied by the IMF as one of the greatest financial comeback stories of the 21st century. This is not the story you think it is. Most people look at the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and think, resorts, reggae, and rum. But underneath that postcard image, there is a full-blown economic rivalry happening, and the winner of this race could reshape what it means to be a small nation in the modern world. So let's get into it. No fluff. Just the real numbers, the real strategies, and the real stakes. Let's start with the raw numbers, because they're actually shocking. Dominican Republic. GDP in 2025, over $124 billion. Jamaica. GDP in 2025, roughly $22 billion. Same region. Same history of sugar and struggle. But a $100 billion gap. Now, before you write Jamaica off, here's what makes this story genuinely fascinating. The DR grew at roughly 5% last year, continuing a decades-long streak. But Jamaica? Jamaica just survived a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa in late 2025. Most economies would have folded. Instead, Jamaica's debt to GDP, which was a suffocating 145% in 2012, has held steady at around 68% even after reconstruction started. The World Bank calls this unprecedented resilience. The DR is winning on size. But Jamaica is winning on something harder to measure, the ability to take a punch and stay standing. How did the Dominican Republic get so big so fast? Most people think the DR runs on tourism. And yeah, the numbers are insane. They shattered records in 2025 with 11.6 million visitors. But here's the secret sauce: free trade zones. The DR has over 700 international companies operating in special zones. They aren't just making souvenirs, they are exporting billions in pharmaceuticals and medical devices. As US companies nearshore away from Asia, the DR is the first stop. Manufacturers are literally moving factories from Shanghai to Santiago. Foreign investment hit $4.5 billion last year. That's not a beach economy. That's an industrial powerhouse wearing a resort costume. So how does Jamaica stay in the race? Jamaica's financial sector is the most sophisticated in the English-speaking Caribbean. The Jamaica Stock Exchange has been a global top performer for years. And while the DR builds factories, Jamaica is building credibility. Moody's and S&P upgrades in the last 2 years have turned Kingston into a legitimate hub for institutional capital. And then there's the diaspora. In 2025, remittances made up nearly 18% of Jamaica's GDP. But the biggest crisis isn't money, it's brain drain. Roughly 85% of university-educated Jamaicans leave. Instead of fighting it, Jamaica is betting on a return economy, using projects like the Montego Bay Perimeter Road and new fintech apps like Link to entice the talent to invest back home. Let me give you the raw truth. DR, 11.3 million people. Jamaica, 2.8 million. The DR has built an international metro system in Santo Domingo and world-class highways. Jamaica's hurdle? Electricity. Industrial electricity in Jamaica can cost 40 cents per kilowatt-hour, nearly 5 times the US average. In 2026, the government is racing to fix this with new LNG agreements, targeting a 30% reduction. But until that happens, the DR has a massive lead in manufacturing. Both countries are making wildcard bets. Jamaica's play? Cannabis and wellness. They are positioning themselves as the global destination for medical ganja and high-end wellness retreats. Jampro projects this could be worth $600 million by the end of this year. The DR's play? Geopolitics. They are walking a tightrope between US trade and Chinese infrastructure money. Whoever manages that balance better over the next 5 years wins the decade. Who actually wins? If you're measuring by total output, Dominican Republic. It's not even close. But if you're measuring by the ability to survive a global crisis or a Category 5 hurricane without a total financial collapse, Jamaica is the blueprint for the world. The DR is building big. Jamaica is building smart. So, if you had $100,000 to invest right now, DR or Jamaica? Are you betting on the industrial giant or the resilient underdog? Drop your choice in the comments. I'll be down there reading them. Now, if you really want to understand why Jamaica may be experiencing one of the most overlooked economic transformations in the world right now, watch the video on your screen next. I break down how Jamaica is quietly becoming an economic success story in 2026, and why most of the world still hasn't realized what's happening. From major investments and infrastructure growth to rising opportunities and global attention, the changes happening in Jamaica are bigger than most people think. Once you watch both videos, everything starts making sense. Click that video next because it connects perfectly with everything we talked about today. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and join the channel for more deep dives into global economics, geopolitics, emerging nations, and the powerful shifts reshaping the future. I'll see you in the next one.